Okay, really quick, this kind of ties in with the last manipulation and gaslighting video. Um, and it just came to mind because someone commented something, and this just shows that people do not know what they are talking about. No matter what, a lot of the time they can just say things and it's still completely wrong, and they can be super confident and they're still completely wrong. And this is why you need to watch all of my videos if you want to have like an understanding of what's going on. Okay, that's why they're in parts. Okay. So people have no idea what they're talking about. People can be incredibly confident and still completely wrong. They can also be just rage baiting or trolling. And number four, not all opinions, thoughts, or perspectives are equal. Okay, so this guy, Linton Hemsley 8442, he commented on my "If God Said X is True and You Deny" video. I believe it was two before this one, so it was part six, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He said that the premise in the statement begins with the word if, and if it begins with if, supposedly it is therefore everything else that follows is meaningless. That's actually not true. There is a thing called conditional statements in logic, and they literally begin with the word if. Okay, so the first premise is if P then Q. Premise two is P. Then the conclusion is therefore Q. So what I said is premise one, if, right, his big hung up, if God says X is true, P. Premise two is you deny that X is true. The conclusion is you don't accept truth. Okay, so even though that doesn't have the word then in it, it's still a conditional statement. So if you want me to put it in the more formal if then statement, it would read like this. Premise one, if God says X is true, then you deny X and truth. Premise two, God says X is true. The conclusion is then you deny X and truth. Okay, so yeah, if then conditional statements are a real thing. They're logical. They're valid as long as they're valid. They're sound as long as they're sound, right? Um, and so the point of this video, to go back to the last slide, I actually can't do that in PowerPoint. I'm still learning how to do all this. So the point of this video is that people can be incredibly confident and still completely wrong. Like they can actually believe false things, like believe that false things are actually true. So when you're debating with people, when you're talking with people, you have to keep that in mind that some people are going to be completely wrong, even though they're going to seem like the most confident, most right, most sure thing, no matter what, because at least, and that's basically the whole thing of this video. I don't want to keep rambling on, but to just sum it all up, people can be completely wrong, even though they're confident in what they're saying and they're proclaiming it as if it is true. Um, People can be rage baiting or trolling. That's something you have to look out for in comments. Um, and people have no idea what they're talking about, right? Even if they think they know what they're talking about. All right, that's all. Don't want to waste more of your time. Peace out.